Colombian Chavistas are crying over Gustavo Petro's defeat. That's right, look at this. Banks alert. Whoa.
I don't want to have the pasaporte with this crap. With this crap. With this crap.
Just imagine doing this kind of crazy stuff. I mean, first doing it, then recording it, publishing it, and still believing you're right and that your vote really matters. Incredible. Whoa.
I don't want to be surrounded by this pack of paramilitaries and drug dealers. Oh my god, poor thing. Whoa, Bogota. I have something to tell you on behalf of the people from Medellin.
On behalf of the people from Medellin.
You deserve all the subways you want, my queen. You deserve the subway, and you deserve to use the word gonorrhea. In any way you want to use it, whether it's negative, positive, or neutral, if you use it in a positive way, that's fine, right? Now you can use it however you want. I give you the power, my queen. You deserve everything, my beautiful. And wow, El Coca. I'm from El Coca, from Pasto, from Choco, from Cordoba. Oh, Cordoba! Oh! And I have this Colombia shirt. I don't want this anymore. I want to take it off.
But what the heck is going on?
Take this off me. What I have to say to Colombia is...
Guys, mental health is important, okay? The level of Gustavo Petro's fans is incredible. This is the level of feminists. Just another day at the office. We already know them, they're textbook cases. But please, let's see what this LGBT activist was saying, who is also a defender of Che Guevara, a guy who didn't like people with different preferences. And, as if that wasn't enough, he's a defender of the Iranian regime, a regime where being LGBT is practically illegal and where the punishments are terrible. But anyway, let's continue.
We are in Colombia. Yes, now I'm coming for you, Abelardo de la Friela.
Now I'm coming for you, he says. This guy. Any country where he shows up to support a candidate, that candidate gets defeated. I mean, just imagine the country this guy goes to and the candidate he supports ends up losing. It's unbelievable. I think he went to Honduras, he was in Peru, he was in Venezuela. I mean, every country he goes to ends up cursed. And it catches my attention that he says, now I'm coming for you, haha.
A lot of Colombians asked me to come, and of course I came. We started in Cartagena, and now we're ready to hunt the tiger. Colombians, protect your beautiful country. Don't let the Yankees take what you worked hard to build. That's advice from an Argentine living with Milei daily. Love and defend your homeland passionately. If you want to avoid eating donkey meat and be a true country, don't vote for Abelardo de la Friela. Abelardo, this is the end of your road.
This is as far as you go. Well, he won. He won the elections. I mean, just imagine. Incredible. In fact, the one who made it this far was Mr. Gustavo Petro, who is desperate. I mean, he's in total panic. Right now, we're going to look at Gustavo Petro's situation, which honestly, he needs to see a psychiatrist. But anyway, let's see what Miguel Bueno says, or what he said. Once Mr. Gustavo Petro's defeat was confirmed,
Colombians clearly expected the elections would be stolen from him again. I published it here 2 days ago, but in my exclusive content. But I think he's going to win now because Honduras was the rehearsal. Everyone knows that in Honduras they use the software they're using in Colombia, where in Honduras they always committed fraud.
I mean, in Honduras?
There I explain why. I mean, they use the same software they used in Honduras. When? When I went to Honduras to see how they stole the election from the Colombians?
This guy talking about stealing elections when he's a defender of Nicolas Maduro. Who stole? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Nicolas Maduro never won a single election in Venezuela. Never. I mean, Nicolas Maduro stole them all. But even so, for him, that's not stealing. No.
Hondurans use Colombian software to count elections. And well, if you use software that cheated in Honduras...
That cheated in Honduras?
It was disgusting, and he was using it in Colombia. Well, because the company is Colombian and has always been dedicated to counting votes in Colombia, it seems that it has been dedicated to committing fraud in Colombia.
I mean, since he's part of Chavismo and Chavismo committed fraud for years, he's simply projecting.
Because, I don't know, it doesn't have to be a private company. Why do there have to be private companies counting the votes in a state?
But what he wants is for Gustavo Petro to count the votes. That's what he wanted.
Well, I'm sure of one thing. They're not going to ask Tigre for the tally sheets. They're not going to ask Novoa for the tally sheets. That's already happened.
Nor here. And what about Nicolas Maduro's tally sheets? When? By when? Nicolas will never hand them over.
Nor Millet, nor anyone else. The United States has already made it clear what it's going to do with other countries.
And listen, this is very important. This guy is asking for Millet's tally sheets. Millet won when Alberto Fernandez was president of Argentina. I mean, he won with an opposition government in power. The same thing in this case, Abelardo won with Gustavo Petro as president of Colombia. I mean, an opposition government.
Will it be the ugly way, like in Honduras, or the really ugly way, like in Venezuela? I mean, they dropped bombs, guys, to change the government. Everyone was talking, oh, Maduro, dictator.
I don't know what else. Look, Maduro is a dictator. He was a dictator because now he's rotting in prison and going crazy behind bars. How is Venezuela now?
Venezuelans are in a terrible situation. Their power gets cut off 10 times more.
Venezuelans have been having their power cut off for years, for decades. And you come here to tell me, oh, now people say that Venezuelans are losing power, but they've been losing power for almost 20 years or more. It's unbelievable. The dollar goes up 10 times more. Oh, nonsense. But anyway, let's see what people are saying here. Completely crazy, really. As part of his desperation over Abelardo's victory, Gustavo Petro published a series of generic codes and computer sequences made with artificial intelligence to claim an election hack against his communist candidate, Ivan Cepeda. Now I'm going to present the algorithms that make the Bautista brothers' software vulnerable, and that allow the United States, powerful with computational capacity, to replace Colombians. Obviously blaming Israel. Why Israel? Well, it's simply an excuse to justify their mediocrity and their failure. This is very common and happens all over the world. I mean, when a politician, especially a leftist, loses or sends their country into ruin or ends up bankrupt, the country in crisis, in collapse, they always use the same card, the United States. They say they don't want us to grow or develop. This happens everywhere, even in African countries. They say exactly the same thing. It's crazy, it's unbelievable, so it's simply an excuse. I mean, Gustavo Petro is looking for imaginary enemies to try to save himself in any way because he's desperate, because he's afraid the consequences will be catastrophic. And what could the consequences be for Petro? Well, these.
Are we about to see this image? Petro in jail, the end of Petro. With the victory of the right-wing Abelardo de las Priellas, the house of cards that Petro built is falling apart. In Colombia, he no longer has popular support. Democracy said no to his communist candidate. Now the United States is going after him. This guy's days are numbered.
And that's why he's so desperate and cautious. We'll see what Petro does because I don't trust him. This guy is capable of anything. He's capable of anything. But anyway, we'll keep you updated. So gentlemen, thank you very much and see you next time.